Why do you know so much about this?
I know a lot about the Nazis. I'm interested in some of their ideas.
Are you pro or
I'm just interested.
just interested? Just
Yeah, I've read
observer.
Mein Kampf a number of times.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Get any good stuff?
a lot of good. I'm not going to say if it's good or bad, but it's just interesting.
It's just there.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Right, I see. Are you recording this?
Good to read.
Oh, have we started? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the interview. Sorry, I thought there was going to be a sound effect. Okay.
There's no audience, so probably not going to be many claps or laughs.
I'm not used to it. You'd know.
I know everything about it. I've bombed in every room in this country.
Okay, well, speaking of which, let's welcome our beautiful, beautiful guests today. Want to introduce yourselves?
My name is Cameron James.
And my name's Ben Hunter.
Great.
And together
we are...
Bunter.
Yeah.
That's just you.
That's
actually.
just me.
Yeah, that's just you.
Yeah.
Bunter and Cames.
Yeah.
All right. It's great that we're putting this whole thing out there, so that's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
But, yeah. Well, I can
And
say
you are?
And I'm Christian. Hello, how are you going? A lovely host of the interview. First time I've done this. I'm very excited.
You're killing it so far, brother.
Thank
I'm
you.
loving this.
Thank you. Do you like my relaxed demeanour?
It's super relaxed.
Super relaxed. You've got quite a relaxed demeanour going on as well, you know?
You reckon? I could not... is it a slouch?
Or is I just think it's just
I think I'm just chilled out.
Just the people of your age just have this kind of relaxed demeanour that...
Well, I'll sit up if you want.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's an interview, for fuck's sake. Anyway.
Sorry.
Sorry. Berating Ben.
Sorry, I didn't put enough paint on my shoes to come along.
Oh, dude, come on. Well,
You guys both got it.
Yeah.
You beat you to it. All right. Anyway, let's ask you some questions about comedy. How long have you been in the game?
The game of comedy, or
game of life.
How long since I read the book The Game about negging women? Because if it's the second one, I read it on the plane over here, and I'm planning on trying out a few things tonight, which is exciting.
Good crowd work happening tonight.
Yeah. I'm
going
to neg some chicks live.
It's the place to do it, mate.
But how long have I been in comedy for? You'd know this. What do you reckon?
You said it before.
Yeah.
So, you'd be in comedy for, because that's the interesting thing about Cam is that he's got all of the poise and the skill of a comedian with sort of 4 or 5 years of experience.
Yeah.
But in actuality,
This is my second gig.
it's his second gig tonight.
Wow, that's amazing.
You're a 10-pluser.
I'm a 10-pluser.
10-pluser.
I'm a 2011.
2011?
Class of 2011.
I was 2012, so...
Whoa,
yeah,
hell yeah.
How about...
What do you think? You'd know this.
I reckon you'd
It's
be...
a weird way to answer questions.
I reckon
but-
you've been
This
in
is
the
good.
game...
We ask each other a bit. Yeah.
You've been in the game for a lot longer than people would think. I reckon you're one of those guys that people look at you and go, he must be kind of new, like 6 years-ish. But
Is that because
the
of the
reality
material or
is
the look?
the look. But I reckon you started when you were like 12.
So that puts me at about 4 or 5 years in the game.
All right.
No, I've been. This is year number 4 in the game.
Year number
Holy
4.
moly.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
stuff. 4 years.
How about you?
Yeah, I just said.
Oh, yeah,
2012, man.
Oh, my
yeah.
God, you're right.
Okay, well, how about this? All the years, everyone asks the same questions. Worst gig, best gig.
Oh, yeah.
What I want to know is what's the most memorable thing that someone said to you personally after a show? You got any? Got any gems for me? It's like always just racist shit. It's just like, I got a joke for you, young fella, and I'm just like, fuck, let's just hope he doesn't say gook. You know what I mean?
Is that a joke?
It's not. Well, you'd be surprised.
If it's the way you say it.
Yeah, it's a delivery.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
I
yeah.
delivered it wrong.
It's all in the delivery. If you say.
Anything from you boys?
I can't think of any positive ones. I don't know if anyone can ever think of a positive
It's
thing.
memorable. It doesn't have to be positive.
But I
Memorable.
do remember doing a cruise about 6 years ago and bombed the first night, bombed the second night, third night did slightly less of a bomb because I think everyone had already seen me and they were kind of feeling bad for me. And after,
So they still turned up though. They were like, "This guy's shit. I've seen him
well,
twice."
I'm on a showcase.
Third time lucky.
I'm on a showcase with a bunch of better comedians, much more, esteemed colleagues.
They had their sea legs.
They had their sea legs. I did not. I was seasick. And then after that third show, I was walking towards the bar, and a lady stopped me and said, "You're getting better."
You're getting better.
Yeah.
At least it was positive.
It was positive, but I got to tell you, I was furious. I was so upset.
Night to night, you're getting better.
What did you do? What did you do after? Directly after?
She said, "You're getting better," and I went, "Oh, am I? Thank you very much." And then we just went back to my room.
Well, you handled it well. That's what I want to say. That's great. A lot of poise and grace in the way you
Haven't been
handled
on a cruise since. I'm trying to get that going.
you
Oh,
chase-
really? That's been the end of your.
She must have
your cruise
complained
days.
about me or something.
God, right as you were hitting your straps too.
I was getting better.
Getting better.
Then what about you, mate?
I once at the Brisbane Comedy Festival this year, and like a bunch of these like family friends of mine came along, and really they were like the first like whole first row with these like people who my family would go camping with like years and years ago, and then they seemed to just hate the show the whole time. Like none of
So this was your solo show.
this was my solo show. Yeah,
And
yeah.
at what time in the
Hometown.
show did you realise that they were hating it?
Oh, like. I tend to give these people a bit of a grace period, you know. So
Like, oh, I'll win them back.
yeah. By like halfway, and I hadn't gotten much out of it. I was like, "This is bad news." And then afterwards, they said,
Half an hour.
"Oh, yeah."
You're
But
not good at reading rooms.
no. I'm room dyslexic, and I was trying. God knows I was trying. And then afterwards, they hang around, thankfully, to say hello and everything.
So it's nice of them.
And they go,
That's a
"Oh,
rough feeling
I
when you know you've
Oh,
bombed and they
man.
hang around. You know?
I said, and then they were like, "Oh, we didn't want to laugh. We didn't want you to embarrass you." Oh, and because that would have been embarrassing. Imagine that.
You'd
That
be
is
humiliated.
God, can you believe it? Kathy came to the comedy show. Yeah, they laughed throughout the whole thing.
They laughed
I
at
was
everything I said.
humiliated. I was humiliated in front of all my mates. God, couldn't they have just sat
that
there
is the
silently? But they were like, as if what did they think I was going to think if they laughed?
You get all emotional when they're laughing. You're just like, stop it!
Guys!
Takes you back to that day at school when the kids took the lunch money. And
I know. Oh,
Oh,
God.
that's rough. That's one of your worst bombs. I mean, every comic obviously bombs. I mean, that's what I've heard anyway. But like,
You've never bombed.
I mean,
That's the word on the street, right?
Man,
I
I'd
went on the street, baby.
That's amazing.
Never
man.
miss.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Maybe we're gonna stop this interview now. But can you bomb to know people? You know, if
I think
if you bomb
according
in
to
if you
Josh,
bomb in a
yes.
forest with no one around, do you really bomb? You know,
Yeah, that's a good question.
that's a good
yeah.
question. Anyway, moving on. So let's just say, okay, let's just say in terms of comedy styles, what would you classify yourself as?
Like a Bill Hicks type, I guess. Like
Bill
a
Hicks,
angry, like ranting.
Yeah, but you've recently, we just had a chat about this, and you've recently started playing music on sets.
That's actually
And-
not true.
That's not true?
I've never touched a guitar.
Oh, go
I don't
fuck
know what
yourself.
you're talking about.
There's a guitar in the back room, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know
He's
whose
very
that
excited
is. I'm more
to
of
play.
a like. I get up and
It's
I
got
rant about.
pedals, and it's
I
like,
rant about politics. You've seen me.
He rants about politics. But to be fair, this is his second gig tonight. So
Yeah,
on the
so-
one gig he's done, he ranted about politics.
Yeah.
You might have changed it up.
Tonight
You
I might
very
do some
brave to
songs.
come up with new material as well, you know. It's such a quick turnaround. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it's all a journey for me. I don't know where I'll end up.
Kamala's a liar.
Egg on your face.
Yeah, they want the hits.
That was something that happened before. Anyway,
What's your style of? How would you describe your style of comedy?
quite roast heavy, I must say.
Oh, you like to
quite
eat.
abusive.
You like to eat. A full roast. A full roast on
Don't make
stage.
an Asian thing out of this, you son of a bitch. all right?
Roast.
How dare
I
you.
didn't mention the animal.
Oh, fucking.
Which animal?
Well, obviously duck.
Yeah. Man, I'll tell you what, this is a turducken of a show. I'll tell you what, we're just all fucking each other, aren't we?
No, that's so funny to describe your style as roast comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Barbecue roast comedy is what I should call it.
Barbecue style comedy.
All you can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. Just
Whatever Sam Campbell's got in
whatever
his
Sam
bio.
Campbell left out of his, whatever he left out, I sort of pick up his scraps.
You guys have got the same shoes on. That's embarrassing.
Guilty.
What happened? You
We
guys
might
didn't
be the only
coordinate.
two people wearing
Are
Converse.
we the same size too?
I don't know.
pretty close.
Let's go back to back. Let's put our dicks back to back and see. See we're the same size. What's all these extra patches?
I don't know. They
Those
were on
must be-
sale
you
get
and they
patched
just
in
got, they
once
just
you
got
kill a
patches.
man.
Yeah. Oh, really?
You
It's
know.
like getting jumped into a gang.
Yeah, for
Shit,
sure.
I gotta get some of those, man. I feel so.
Did you adorn them yourself? Or
No, they were pre-adorned.
They were pre-adorned.
This is stolen valor.
The youth
Yeah.
these days can't even patch their own fucking shoes. You know.
Yeah.
I would describe your style as edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like edgelord comedy.
Yeah. Well, anti-woke gets thrown around.
Anti-woke?
I'm pretty anti. Yeah.
He's anti-woke.
It's a trend these days. It's trending.
If he sees someone w's woke, he...
I put him back to sleep.
Yeah. And then put another patch on my shoes. Yeah, fuck yes. That's the way it's done. Oh, great. Neither of you smoke cigarettes? That's a big shame.
Oh, you...
Just throwing that in for a personal reference.
Oh, is this because you asked for a lighter earlier and I didn't
I'm just
have
sick.
one?
Look, there used to be a time in comedy where all the comics used to smoke.
Back in 2012.
And it wasn't even that long ago, right? Honestly, we used to all huddle around the alleyway, with our sticks out.
Yeah.
Last night at the Gong Show, Chris was like, all right, we met, and then he was like, coming out for a smoke? And I was like, nah. He goes, pussy.
I think I called you a coward. But either way.
Yeah. I suppose.
That's roast comedy right there, man. You got roasted.
You got barbecued, baby.
You got freaking barbecue, dude.
Oh,
Don't
God.
forget the plum sauce.
God, you're right though. We always used to smoke, and we were fucking throwing dice in the alley and shit, and we all had switchblades.
The hookers.
Yes, we love the hookers,
Sounds
the
awesome.
forwards, the fullbacks, all the players.
God. And you could just say whatever you wanted and stuff.
You could say whatever you wanted back then. You would have loved it.
Fuck.
Yeah, man.
All right, this is an interesting question. Do you guys have... what's your favourite joke of yours? No, sorry, not the favourite joke. What's a joke of yours that works every time, but you hate it personally?
Oh God.
Ooh.
One that you feel like you're handcuffed into telling.
I've had heaps of those in the past, but I've dropped a lot of them recently.
So you're a newfound man.
And I was just
After the second gig, you're like, fuck yes.
Yeah. First gig, I had a lot of gigs, jokes I hated, but I had to do them.
Yeah.
Second gig, which will be tonight, all riffs.
All riffs.
So I don't know.
You're just riff machine now.
I'm riff machine up there.
Oh,
man.
right.
Yeah.
What percentage to riff to material would you be going to?
Jeez, like 100% riffs, probably.
100% riffs.
Yeah, that's the name of my show as well.
Oh, that's
100% riffs.
That's amazing. That's
Carl Legacy is going to be annoyed.
Carl Legacy. Let's not talk about that piece of shit.
No, I have had jokes like that in the past. I've had heaps of them, and for years.
Yeah. So what's your most hated joke that you've written?
That I've that I have done for I mean, God, I can't even think of them anymore. I've blocked them all out of my brain. I think I just had heaps of drug jokes early on.
Yeah.
Because when I started, I was I was doing drugs and stuff. I was cool.
Now you're just like the suburban dad.
And then I don't do drugs that much anymore. And for years, I was still doing cocaine jokes and stuff. And in my brain, every time I did them, I was like, this is not me. I'm not this guy anymore. I'm
Very introspective moment to have on stage.
Yeah. Watching people
I'm
laugh.
better than this.
And I'm lying to these people. I haven't done coke in fucking weeks.
Yeah. All right. What about anything in the last year you wrote?
I did. I had this thing for ages about netball, and it would only work I'd have to come out, and it would just set such a weird vibe because I come in, it was very dry and very slow and very deadpan. And then it was written about when I was on a social netball team, and then much like you, taking drugs, doing drug jokes, and then not doing drugs but still doing the drug jokes. I was not on the netball team at a certain point and still doing this netball joke. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I wasn't on a netball team. I didn't play goal defence anymore. And so I grappled with that for a while, but I'm over it now.
That's
and
tough.
netball, netball's a thing of the past now. But in
You wouldn't-
retrospect,
A faint memory.
a distant memory, and we thank the netball joke for its time. But
Absolutely.
But you've moved on.
yeah,
you
we've
had
moved
to
on.
pivot to new material.
Come on,
That's
dude.
that's a netball reference.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Are we doing that? That's the thing? Okay, no.
Bump his mic.
No, I'm too far away.
Have a little bump. Have a little mic bump. You too.
I think I enjoyed that.
Feels good, man.
Feels good. All right. Okay.
You guys are so liberated.
Yeah,
you're
you're
tied down.
You're
I'm
the leash.
constrained.
You're the leash.
Yeah,
Yeah, but usually the children are on the leash. You know what I mean? 4-year-olds are often on a leash. You need to jag them back every time.
Yeah,
you know?
I'll
Every
roam
time
free.
they like, I told you no more patches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people walk my place. I'm in the front, past my place. I'm in the front yard with the mic stand in the front yard, running circles around it. I'm going nuts.
The comedian Hills hoist as well.
outside of Woolworths, tied up like a dog. Can't let go of the mic.
Why do you have a joke that you hate telling?
Oh, yeah, pretty much all of them. Yeah, just take anything out of my Rolodex and baby, I hate them. Even the crowd work. Oh, yucky. Okay.
Everything you say.
Yeah, everything pretty much. Now it's just about, well, I find that after a while, you do find a tipping point where you're like, oh, I feel like I can handle myself on stage, and then you can kind of genuinely have fun, right?
Yeah, of
You
course.
got to relax a little bit, have
Yeah,
a bit
yeah,
more
yeah.
fun,
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
It's
finding
all
that
about
mode.
trying to get to a place of being as relaxed as you can.
And
I
then
want to
doing
get
your gold and fucking hating yourself
Oh, yeah.
afterwards. You're like, once you relax, you got to
like
the good stuff.
I was too fucking relaxed. My God.
Well, that's the thing. Like, often comedians will, try some new stuff and have some saved in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of relaxed on stage, this is a question for both of you guys. Have either of you guys ever farted on stage?
At the Gong Show, I definitely have. I host the Gong Show, and I'm sitting on stage the whole time. So for sure, I can't remember a specific, but I 100% would have farted.
You've
on
let
stage.
one out.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, you sound the axe. That's like, it was way funnier. Trust me. You know what I mean?
And if you're up there for an hour and a half, you're allowed to fart. I think that's fine. Like
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, but not in a set. I don't think.
I'd love to get to a point where I can in a set.
Just fart.
Imagine,
I mean, you
imagine
could get a
how
laugh.
free you'd feel.
Oh,
yeah,
'cause you know how
You'll
people
definitely get a laugh if you like. Okay, but then what's the prep for this joke? You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
even mean it. It doesn't even have to be audible. Just as a moment, like
Just
you
for
say
you.
a punchline, the crowd laughs, and you know how normally like people take a sip
And
when
you
the
just
crowd
fart.
laughs.
Yeah.
You just let a fart out during the laugh. They don't really hear it. It's just for you.
You're just proving to yourself how chilled you are, and like this is just where I belong.
Just
like,
marking
this is,
your territory
that would-
with scent.
You know that the
essentially.
stage is home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love to get to that point.
Any bucket list stuff that you
No,
want to do? You want to shit on the stage or something?
I've often said I think I like kind of needing to pee while I'm on stage.
Interesting.
I think
Interesting.
I think I'm on my toes a little bit. Like
Okay.
I try not to be fully drained right before I go up. I try and have a little. None that's going to cause
so
an
do you
issue.
Ever, do you ever get
Yeah.
to the point where you're too far gone?
Oh,
you
yeah,
need to
yeah.
drain.
Oh,
And then what?
sometimes-
You just a quarter empty? Is that what you do?
No, at that
Pinch
point
it off.
it is
Yeah.
safest to just empty it out, unless you've got a zip tie or something.
Yeah.
But
yeah, of course.
I think sometimes I'm like, oh, now I'm I'm kind of bouncing. I'm feeling on edge.
Just when you're 3/4 full, you're just like, fucking, here we go.
Even
That's
3/4 is a lot. Like I think like around a half is just something that's there, so I'm can be
Well,
conscious
that's
of it. I
actually
can
a
tap
good-
into it sometimes.
People
like
do say
this.
not to eat before a show because
Oh,
you get
never.
lethargic.
Oh my goodness.
That's the thing.
I've watched Aaron Gox eat a full meal on stage.
I don't think any comedy rule applies to Aaron Gox, to be honest. That man's a fucking animal. I love him.
And I don't even think
and
he was
he'll
trying to
smash
be
like
funny.
KFC too, like something they'll put in
I think
to
it was
sleep.
KFC.
Yeah.
And I love Goxie. I think he's one of the funniest
One of
people
the best.
on the planet. But I don't think he was trying to be funny when he was doing this. I think he was just hungry.
Well, for the comics at the back.
I don't even think it was for us. I think he was just
No,
eating and doing comedy.
Yeah, I don't think Goxie does anything for anybody except himself. Maybe his
Goxie.
kids, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Yeah,
But,
that's
it's
true.
all for the kids.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, I once I try and limit myself if I'm doing a set. Try and have like just 2 drinks before a set.
2 drinks?
Yeah, otherwise it's
drink?
a bit too loosey goosey.
Before, yeah.
No, now. They're like, just in general, both of
at
you
that.
drink. Yeah.
What do you call that? I call that a beer.
Oh, well, I mean, it looks like a cider to me, but all right, mate.
Well,
a glass half
you got
full
the
kind of
eye.
guy.
You got the eye. You know.
What the fuck are you saying about my eyes? You
Sorry,
know?
we're trying to stay away from race. I've been told we have to stay away from race.
Just getting a word from the producers.
Oh, sorry.
All right, they're saying to change topic.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can swear in this, right? Yeah, we can swear in this.
All right, let's all say our favourite swear word. You go first.
Bugger.
Piss.
I like piss fart. Like piss farting
Piss
around. When I
farting
first
around,
heard that as a
yeah.
kid, that genuinely, I was like, that's funny. And then only later in life, recently, did I actually need to piss so bad that while I was pissing, I did fart. And I was like, oh, this is a thing that can actually happen to people.
You were piss farting around.
Yeah.
Piss fart.
You aged into it.
What,
You could
okay,
finally piss fart
so
around.
like, you guys have obviously seen your fair amount of comedy, as we all have, and like live comedy as well. And everything gets a bit draining in the end, you know what I mean? Like
Ben Hunter's bladder before a show.
No, it's 3/4 full.
Not if I can help it.
Yeah, not if
Yeah,
he's on stage. then. But I think that like, I feel like all comics, genuinely, like on their free time, do you guys watch much stand-up comedy?
Not really.
I've been watching it again lately, but I
You've
went
just
through,
done a renaissance.
I went through a big period of not really watching much. But then I've been watching it again. But I reckon whenever I'm, like, I watched a movie today because I had some time. I prefer to watch a movie rather than like watching some dude.
Comedy's lower on the
talk.
list, right?
Movies
It's a
are
bit
better.
lower. Movies are better.
Movies are way better.
Let's just list things we'd rather do than watch comedy.
Movies are way
There's
better.
no denying movies are better. Like,
Comedy live is great. I love seeing comedy live.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you watch, if you're on a set, do you watch all the
Oh
other
yeah, I
comics?
like to stick around and watch everyone, and I like to, if I've I'll go to another gig as well afterwards and watch as well. I love being in the room.
So
for
do you
it.
go to a room when you're not on the lineup?
Sometimes, if a friend's on.
If a friend's on, yeah, but that's a different thing though. That's
But then
you're not going to watch.
I will watch. But yeah, watching a special, it has to be fucking special.
Yeah.
It has to be someone I really
about
want to
you?
see.
I'm very much the same. Yeah, I'm not. I'm still. I don't really watch much comedy in my spare time.
I find that like mostly when I watch comedy these days, even if it's funny and I think it's funny, it's more of a position of like, oh, that was well written.
That was funny.
Like, that was great.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
for sure.
You see that. So what actually makes you laugh then? What's some of the things that makes you laugh? What do you find funny? Like for me, example, like basic shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I said, like your farting thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, if my wife's holding the baby above her head and the baby farts in her face, every time, that's absolute gold. You
Did
know
you
what I mean?
laugh when you piss farted?
I giggled to myself. I 100%. I can remember it. I was busy and I giggled. Yeah, I did a very childish giggle out. It's a funny thing. It's a piss fart, mate. Anyway, I've never done it before. And I think it shocked me.
I reckon I've done it. I reckon you've done it.
A piss fart?
Yeah, I reckon we've all done it.
Yeah,
You must have, but no, I don't think you have because it would be more memorable, I believe.
I don't think it would be. I feel like it's a dime a dozen. Like I think I'm just as likely to fart while I piss than I'm not. Like, do you think? Like that's not that crazy.
This is what happens when three comics are in the room with no fucking with no
a net.
script. And
This is comedy without a net.
And it just fucking we just degrade as human beings, don't we?
Well, do you do it on purpose?
No, it just happens. Well, do you do it? You're leading
No,
me
I
down
don't.
this
I
way.
don't do it on purpose.
You know?
But I feel, sometimes you're at a urinal and you're up against
so
the metal.
you're talking about shit
no.
fart, piss farting.
Sorry, I'm still
Sorry.
at piss farting. Yeah, sorry, if we may. But sometimes you're at the metal wall, and then it feels like some blokes go out of their way to piss fart.
I know, they do. And I don't like that. I don't like it when they do that. Like, have a bit of fucking decorum, you know? We're all adults.
If it's accidental, fair
Yeah, that's
enough.
fine.
But
But
to
don't
cock a
walk
leg
in
and
and go,
piss fart,
oh,
that's
yeah,
too much.
let it out. That's crazy. I went to,
Sorry, fellas.
there's a pub near my house that does topless waitresses.
Yeah.
Oh, what do they call it? Skimpies?
Oh, don't act like you don't know the name.
What do they call them again?
Yeah, you know that.
Skimpies?
Yeah. Anyway,
And
continue.
I used to work on a TV show in Sydney, and everyone, including the women, would go to that pub for lunch on Skimpy days. And I remember I went into the toilet one day at the pub, and an old bloke walked in and stood next to me at the urinal, and he went, "Hey," and I looked over to him, and he went, "How fucking good is this?"
He BCF'd you.
Yeah,
He goes, this is living.
I went, "It's pretty good." And he went, "It's fucking awesome."
That's a great ad.
He loved it.
Just him watching poor titties
He was
on his mobile and be like, that's not living.
He was so happy.
How good is this?
How good is this?
What was his demographic? How old was he?
Like 60s, I reckon.
I thought you were, to be honest, I totally thought you were going to look down and he had a hard on.
How good is this?
Yeah.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Fucking pretty good.
Okay.
How good is this?
Yeah, I got him. And I was so happy for him. He was just
Yeah, so
stoked.
that made you laugh.
Yeah,
That's
I liked
you know?
that.
What
like that.
about you?
Nothing anymore. It's a cold, dark world out there now.
This guy's gone through a hard time.
I just don't think he remembers anything.
It's the American political
Trying
stuff.
to remember
It's
what
really
makes me
fucking
laugh.
weird.
You're dressed as a MAGA hat.
I am not dressed as a MAGA hat. I am a little bit. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Succession again. Succession makes me laugh
Succession's
a
very
lot.
funny.
I like funny stuff that's within serious stuff often is the stuff like, and I'm watching
Yes.
Mad Men too, and there's like little tiny funny bits in
Right.
there, and then when it's like, when things are mostly serious, but then the funny bits are really funny, that gets me
dude.
going.
I like that too. That's why movies are better. Because you can get like a Tarantino movie or something that's action and then it has a funny bit. I love that. You can't do that on stage. We can't be up here being serious and then do a piss fart. No one will be into that.
The piss part would be too much in that. The fart, that's the line on the stage, isn't it? Bodily fluid is the line, you know?
Not a bad sketch watching you do 2 minutes of very serious breaking it down. This is how it is. And then
Just
you
piss farting at the end.
And go, oops, sorry about that.
you get played off. I suppose I'll leave it there.
Sorry about that. That was new.
Back to my goal that I hate talking about drugs. Yeah, great.
This is all good stuff. I reckon this will all fly on socials.
Yeah, we're not editing it too, so I'm glad you put that in.
Should we do some buzzwords?
Socials.
Oh yeah.
Anything you guys want to plug? Anything in general?
Oh, so not it. Just Ben Hunter on the socials.
Just Ben Hunter on the socials. Handle is just
at BNHNTR. No vowels.
No vowels.
No vowels.
Is that how the
Get rid
kids
of
spell?
it.
Just save time.
Pretty much, yeah. And there's an actor called Ben Hunter.
What's
Who's
he in?
this guy?
He's an Australian actor, and he used to do sketches and stuff. But now he's in this movie Bird Eater.
Oh, so he's kind of in the
wow.
comedy realm too. That's
A little bit. But he posted during Comedy Festival this year. He just posted on Main, on Grid, selfie of him, and he said, "Hey, just so everyone knows, there's an Australian comedian called Ben Hunter, and this is not me." So he must have been getting some messages. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's a good sign for you.
Yeah,
It's good because that means you're slowly overshadowing Ben Hunter.
John Cruikshank said, "Look, good job, mate. You've usurped the cunt."
Yeah.
He said, "That's good. There's not a lot of usurpings going on these days."
Fuck yeah. Cersei Lannister back in the flesh.
Yeah.
I would like to. I'll also plug my socials at I am Cameron James, and I would also like to say, get out there and vote.
Just get out there and vote.
Get out there and vote.
Get out there and vote.
Just get out there.
Any thoughts on the election at all?
Heaps
Heaps.
of them.
Just share one.
It's happening. Do you have any thoughts?
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, private though.
It's
private though. All right. Anyway, that's
You're all questions, aren't you, man?
I am all questions.
No
you know what I
answers.
mean? I'm not an answer guy. I don't have the answers.
Questions
for you.
with Christian.
Easy, Kanye. I don't have the answers. All right. Anyway, that is the end of the interview. Ladies and gents, all our non-existent audience, round of applause for Ben Hunter and Cam James. This has been
yes.
Thank you
the
so much.
interview, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.